episode 3, right, of the table.
We made it to number 3.
And
We're
also, this one, it's actually sunny outside, and it's not raining. We're not flooding. There's no, was it drive crazy coming up here, Roman?
There was a lot of water, still water, but no, it was an easy drive.
I actually not hydroplane, but I saw a car like hydroplane off like this puddle
Today?
today. Yeah.
That's
What?
crazy.
You didn't see the puddle? Like it was just not. It's not even that big. It was like just like little like half the road.
Did
No
you take
way.
McKean up here, or
Bailey, right?
Bailey, right?
Yeah, we
Bailey,
came.
and
I didn't
then
see no puddle.
Left on Bailey. Yeah.
Dude, I made the mistake, and this is going to sound super bougie. I made the mistake of driving the S-Class down to drop off Ivy. Bougie. And I was driving down, like, dude, like, Ivy's like, we're driving down. She's like, oh, like, Daddy. She's like, because, the mudslide's going down to, like, the Almaden.
Yeah.
She's like, Daddy, like, yeah, it's probably not the right car. I was like, whatever. This is the only one that has all the gas in it. So, like, this is the one I have to take down. So we're taking it down, and, like, we hit, like, I noticed the roads had a bunch of holes in them.
Oh, the potholes.
Oh, yeah.
Those are
Yeah, yeah.
everywhere, man.
So
The highways.
Yeah, because we smashed into one of them, and then she's like, oh. I was like, well, we don't know what's, well, hopefully the tire doesn't pop. Hopefully we make it back.
Dang.
But no, California is finally back to California.
Yeah. Shout out California. No, yeah. I'm. How you guys doing, Roman, Ed?
Good. I mean, everything's good. It's actually nice. It is nice not having rain. I think it's been like 2 weeks of nonstop rain, so it's nice. But it is. I think it's a lot colder. Than
Yeah.
it's usually been. So.
You saw the ice warnings on the, if you go, actually, no, not down that side. If you go down to Gilroy, you'll see all the ice warnings and, like, the flooding warnings and all that other stuff. Like, they're talking about, like, black ice. And,
Gilroy is going through it.
We
huh?
don't go to Gilroy.
dude, well, I mean, like, it's literally,
I mean,
like,
that's where Primal is. So.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason why we come down.
I mean,
Because of you, Mike.
appreciate you. But, like, no, we've literally been, like, it's been, like, hailing up here. We've had, like, a dusting, like, of snow. Like, it's such a weird thing living in this, like, area, because I'm, like I said before, like, I'm from Eastside San Jose. It's very much city, like, and now, like, I live in, like,
It's very much hood.
now I live in the country. Like, I think, like, in, like, the stuff that, like,
It's on the farm.
like, the guys have said, like, before, like, in the post, because we've been doing our family dinners on Sundays, with the staff, and, like, they're like, all right, like, it's no more hood rat shit, it's country rat shit. So I'm like, that makes sense.
I mean, that's like Mike's like mixtape right there, from the hood to the country.
Oh, bro, it's such a. I mean, my fiance, Erin, she's so used to it, and, like, all the guys that, like, we've gotten, I'm gonna say I'll say imported. All my staff, they come in, they're like, man, he's like, the weather's not that bad. He's like, but, like, Jesus Christ, dude, California, like, they, just not ready for it. So now I'm very grateful the fact that this is all done.
Yeah, we're back, like you said, back to normal California. But Ed, are you live over there? What's going on?
Bro, we are dying. Last night, or actually the new dogs I have, bro, they keep waking up in the middle of the night. So I'm like, bro, every time I wake up, hella tired.
It's like having children.
I will say this. Ed, on one of the first podcasts, he's like, I shut my phone off at 5. Ed's texting me, like, at 11 o'clock last night.
Dude, I texted Mike. I was like, yo, I think I need to return and refund this dog.
Wow.
Dude, I was like, welcome to the life.
I mean, like, as far as, like, I mean, I don't have a dog. You guys are the ones who have dogs. I think, obviously, you guys like dogs, though, nonetheless, right? Because I saw how much Ed actually just, like, he's like, oh, Atari is this, Atari is that. He finally got rid of the G, right? But then yet I saw this super cool reel that Ed posted of Atari, like, going off on the puppy. I don't know if you guys saw that. He just posted it today.
Yeah, that
That
video,
is so
yeah.
sick.
Dude, you guys are.
It's YouTube.
Yeah, you guys
Mike?
are. Ed has his
Dolphin
own-
sound?
Oh, I said that for Jesus Christ.
Make
You
the
guys are-
actual dolphin noise.
I don't even know how to do it. My voice
Mother
doesn't move. You guys are killing the reels, man. Like, they're freaking, like, with Ed, I said freaking, see?
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh,
Made it up
Mike
easy.
on the mic.
Progress.
Mike on the mic.
Back on the mic. So, yeah, I've been watching the reels. You guys are killing the reels. You guys are
Shout out to
doing-
Ed, yeah.
Dude, freaking even like Raman's reels. I love the one with the bat.
Trying.
Bro.
Everybody commented on that bat. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I literally,
Definitely a good thing.
I think we talked about it yesterday during the brief call.
Yeah, we did.
Because we have I have like a
The one Roman didn't show up to?
Dang,
shots
that's to see
fired.
off camera.
Yeah.
Hey, cut this part.
Yeah. And, we have the bat that's from what's that called with the zombies and
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. I have
Yeah.
that bat right there. I was like, all right, we're gonna pull it out and give it to Roman, so he uses
mine's
it in
not
this
that
one.
cool.
Rum's like, that's a little too aggressive.
That's all. That's all it is. Aggression, man.
I mean, it's cool, like, to have, like, cool stuff on social media. And, that's actually the topic today.
Yeah.
You're talking about
Today's category is
social media. That is the category. That is the topic. And, I talked to Mike about this, and we want to talk about, like, all things social media today. We're all on it. We all use it for business. And, especially at this table, like, we all feel a certain way, and we all use it a certain way, and we all take things from it a certain way. So, I actually want to start with Mike. You have had a little bit of interesting stuff happen on social media recently.
I like in recent, in December, like I've said before in the other ones, I had like a pretty like hefty burnout. Just from, I mean, no one really, like, we talk about it, like all the stuff like that happens, like, that we do, with Street League, it's Canine U, it's Primal Canine, it's dealing with my Primal Canine staff, it's going into everything that we're doing. I lost a dog in trial 2. In middle of trial 2, I didn't sleep at all that night from Saturday to Sunday. I was a zombie, going to trial 2, but I pulled it together. Then I go into December, deal with people like being, betrayal stuff. And then I go into freaking, I lost Bear this last week. Shout out to Bear. And then I wake up to like a bunch of bullshit online. And this is where you're going to have to start bleeping things out. I wake up to a bunch of bullshit online. People calling me a dildo, like clown, like all these other things. Like, this might be minuscule to a lot of different people. Like, you never know what people are going through. Mm-hmm. You never know what people are going through. So be nice, man. Like, you can't like sit there and like talk shit to people online or like on the phone or anything like that. And it's the way that I look at it is that if you're going to say something to somebody online, you better be prepared to say that shit to your face. Because some of us motherfuckers are ready to go. And I'm telling you right now, like, dude, like anyone that says something on me, I remember shit. Like, I catalog that shit in my head and I put you on my list. And the thing is, like, dude, like, I'm a hood motherfucker. Like, I might be rich, I might have the shit that I got, but I am still gangsters. And like, dude, if you say some bullshit to me, like, I'm gonna get you. And this is why it's important, and not necessarily like Mike Tyson said. He's social media made it to where people feel comfortable talking shit for no reason. Like, or what did he say? He's like,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly.
People feel.
Oh, it enables people to be disrespectful because they can't get punched in the face or something like that.
Yeah,
like that,
So in that sense, like, to me, I feel like, and this is the purpose of like what we talked about yesterday. It's the accountability needs to happen because we're losing accountability. People feel too free to say whatever they want to say. Dolphin noise. I'm controlling myself. But people get too comfortable and want to say what they want to say without actually having any form of accountability. You have no clue what the like people are going through. You can say something stupid to somebody, and then that will eventually maybe they'll kill themselves. Maybe they got a gun to their head, and you say something stupid to them, and then all of a sudden, you literally have ruined not one person's life, but you're ruining many people's life, depending on how their life, who's in their life. So you have to be you have to be
careful
and compassionate. And again, like I said before, like, I'm from the hood. I'm still a hood, but still at the same time, like, I still can be compassionate. Yeah. And the only reason why I can be compassionate is because I know what that feels like. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, so for all you little keyboard warriors that are out there fucking saying they're your bullshit or iPhone warriors, whatever you want to say it, dolphin noise. Like, think about this shit, man. Like, we're all human beings.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, we're all human beings. Like, you have to treat it like that. It can't be like, it can't just be like, I mean, I think people need to start thinking about what the dolphin noise they're saying. Like, it's very easy to influence people. Whether it's a negative or or a positive, right? Like, especially with social media, like something that you say, like for me, like I mean, I'll even myself as an example. Like, I'm going through I went through a pretty hard time in December, and then I lost my dog, and I look at social media, like the dog that actually like started like dolphin noise, everything for me. Like, like the reason why I have what I have is because of Bear. Like obviously like I've done what I've done, but like the reason why I have what I have is because that was a dog that I ran through like 7 years together. We traveled the country. We did all these other things, right?
You guys had a comic book together.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you already know?
Well, we'll show you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but like the reason why I have what I have is because of like him. I would never have met G. I would never have met you. I would never have met you. I would never have met my fiance Erin. Like, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have if it wasn't for that dog. And like, if you want to go in there and you want to go and like literally try to kick someone while they're down, like, dude, like there's repercussions for that.
That's definitely about them.
Yeah, I mean, like, the quote that you told me, like, the Jay-Z thing, like, if you're hating, like, it says more about you than us.
Yeah.
So, like, the same thing, to me, like, the way I look at it is, like, dude, is like, if you're going to go ahead and, like, if I open, people were calling dildo, clown, like, a bunch of other bullshit that was on there. Like, people were saying those things, but not knowing what mental state someone is in. And you say these things, and without saying it to their face so you can actually see what it is, like, that's not okay.
It's not.
That's not okay. We've gotten way too comfortable with talking shit online. Shit's okay to say.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, we've gotten way too comfortable with this. And like I said, accountability needs to start happening. And I will do my best, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that this is something that's going to go through the dog world, and as much as I can influence the world in general, like, cause that's something that's important to me. Like, accountability needs to happen. It can't be this little, like,
just say whatever online and nothing happens.
It's not, I mean, cause like social media, people talk about social media being this fake thing, right? Like highlight reel thing. Mm-hmm. For a lot of us, it's not that. Mm-hmm. A lot of us, it's just being transparent, showing it, marketing. Like, some people actually have, like, we put it out there because we want to help people and relate to people. I mean,
let's be blatantly honest. Like, some people use it for business. It's a way to make money off of. Yeah. It's marketing, right? At the end of the day, And I think to go along with what you're saying, Mike, like, is the human aspect of it is, I think people need to, like, whatever we post, right? Whether it be like something educational, something for fun, like whatever negative thing you have to say, just keep to yourself, right? That's the accountability thing. But if you want to comment,
that's all you got to do.
If you want to comment, let's comment based on the content that we created. Because like you were saying, like, it's meant to help or inspire or, to be inspirational or learn something, or have some educational like aspect to it. But if you want to just talk some smack online, like, dude, that social media is not a place because of everything what you just said, because it affects people on the other side. That's why I want to bring it in, like, as far as like, having the human aspect of it, like, be a human on both sides of the phone there or computer or whatever, is like, if you need to be a human and think about like other people that are where you're commenting on, and vice versa. Like, we think of everyone, like how we help people on social media, we're thinking of the humans behind on the other side. So having that human aspect of it, I mean, that's how I would switch it to, like, the positive side of it. Like, let's be a resource versus we're not here to be like a punching bag for people. Like, that's That's just messed up. You know what I mean? Like,
And I also feel like I have no problem with people disagreeing with me, but I think
Right.
if you're going to disagree, let's discuss about what the matter at hand is and not just be like, oh, you're a dildo. Or
yeah, 100%,
Or,
dude.
like,
Like, I
mean,
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, for you, Mike.
I do
know,
not disagree with you.
For you, Mike, I know you don't manage your TikTok, but I remember when I saw one of them and it was like, oh, he thinks he knows what he's talking about because he's a man with a beard.
Oh, dude. Well,
What kind of that has nothing to do with the content. They're literally just attacking based on looks, which I feel like that's not productive at all. If you're going to have a disagreement, then
It's just
talk about what
immature.
we're doing.
well, I mean,
yeah.
it should be a conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's a conversation. It shouldn't be. And then people who are not the same thing we talked about last time with the B word, F word one that was the motivational thing we did.
Yeah.
There was like ego, like all that stuff like that. And this is how much I retain freaking anger. Like to go online, like when I go online, if I see something I don't like, I just whatever. Like if it's somebody I know, like I'll still like it. Like and I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't need to support, but I'm not gonna go online and be like, you don't think about educate yourself or whatever, like all this other stuff like that. I'm not gonna be like or talk about someone's looks or anything like that. There's no way in hell that I would do that to somebody. And like, as you guys know, I'm pretty caveman and dumb as a rock. So it's like
I wouldn't say you're dumb, Mike.
well, I mean,
don't
you know what I'm
no.
saying. Like, I'm very simple on that aspect. So for anybody to go out there, and the same thing we talked about the conversations when you do your cold calls. Like, I had a cold call this morning and like literally talked to that dude for like 10 minutes, and I was like, "Hey, brother, like, I'm cooking my daughter's food. I gotta go. Like, I can't do this. Like, right now, like, this is not something that push was like, have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Like, like you just be a dolphin noise human.
Yeah, be
Yeah.
kind. Practice
Be
kindness.
nice. That's all you got to do. I mean, be aggressive in your life. Push in your life. Be aggressive in everything that you do. Like when I text you guys yesterday, I was like, make time, mother effers. Like, do this and that. Be aggressive in what you do, but like, don't be
Disrespectful.
exactly. Don't be disrespectful because you don't know what people are going through, man. Like you don't know that stuff. Like, and if you want to, you just can't. You can't do that. Like that's something that shouldn't be a thing. But we're getting so developed into like, it's like something that where people think that like that's okay to do, and it's not.
So Roman and Ed, do you guys have what's you guys' experience has been like as far as like social media goes?
Yeah, I mean, on the personal side, I've gone into social media recently, but I know I've been managing like a just for fun kind of account with my dog. When he was a puppy, and this was back when Instagram was very picture heavy. And I know that I would get tons of comments and messages about ear cropping, about the looks of my dog, like a lot of little stuff. And it used to really bother me. And then I just decided, to start deleting comments. So then everybody who said negative started deleting. And then after a while, I just let go of it. And people would comment, and there'd be people who are supportive. They would start arguing back with them. And I just learned to kind of let go of it. And on the other side, when I got into recording my own videos, which is just, the last few months, I know that, it's funny because I had one of my friends, Raja, start recording videos, and he recorded his first video, put it out. And
The buff ramen.
Yeah.
Buff ramen.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, he definitely is on the buff side compared to me. So, but he posted his first video and he sent me a screenshot of people that it says how many people shared it and how many people saved it. He's like, how many people do you think that shared this are hating on it? And I was like, to be honest, probably most of them, but you got to admit they're probably helping your algorithm, so just keep going with it. And he's like, that's true. He's like, I'm not going to complain about it.
All right, so I gotta ask you a question, Roman. How do you shut that off when it comes to like social media posts? How do you like stop? Like, don't let that get in your head. How do you deal with that?
I mean, to be honest, I have not been doing it as long as you. I've only been doing it for maybe a month or two. And for me, posting on social media myself, like on that side of it, was very hard to do. And it took me a lot just to, be comfortable on camera, to be comfortable with the looks of myself on camera. And when I went into recording, I just saw everybody, yourself and all these people that shoot content and get business, right? So my whole intent was, okay, I'm going to do this purely for business, to get investors, to build relationships. And, I told myself that it doesn't matter how I look on camera. It doesn't matter what people say. Like, there's a big goal to it. And so I create all of my content with that in mind. So I'm not caring. I know that people are seeing it in a negative light and people are talking crap behind the back, right? But it's like at the end of the day, I have a goal of why I'm going to create this content. And, I'm looking for the results.
That's the crazy thing. Like I said before, you put yourself out there. You show your, like, obviously you guys know how it is filming me. Like, they're, like, you put yourself out there and, like, you're just like, this is me. Like, I'm out there and, like, obviously, like, I'm a heavily tattooed, like, dude before, like, a goon, but, like, that's still kind of, it's one of the, as someone who used to fight or still used to fight, I've done a bunch of things, that's a scary thing, man. Like, that's by far my toughest day is Tuesday.
Yeah. No.
When I know I'm going to be in front of a camera.
I will say on that, like, not to say I had no idea, but now that we do this all together, like, I get it 100% now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel drained on Tuesdays.
It's tough, man.
It's tough,
I joke with everybody that it was easier flipping my first house than making my first Instagram video. Like,
Dude, for
that's
real
how
though.
challenging
Like,
it was hours of
four reels
recording
or
and-
4 reels?
Both. Four reels.
I mean, I feel like you guys are good at showing your face though, because even though I shoot you, not you, Roman, but I'm still like, dude, I do not want to show my face on this shit. All my Instagram stuff, voiceover, everything.
Yeah, it's always low neck.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I think the reason why I started shooting myself, looking at the camera in the face to face, because I was worried. I was like, if I start shooting voiceovers, I did 2 voiceover videos first just to be comfortable. And I was like, people are going to start talking crap. And they'll be like, this guy cannot talk to the camera. Everything's just a voiceover. So I was like, I have to get used to it. And then I wanted to shoot in my car because if you guys ever realize, like, the car is like windows and the lighting's always amazing.
Yeah.
So I was like, people are going to be like, well, why are you always in the car? So I was like, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to get used to shooting the camera so I can make videos every week. So it just kind of took that leap and
I mean,
it's worth it.
Who was saying that though?
My head worried about other people.
So that's an interesting thought right there.
It's all in his head.
Yeah. So.
Oh, it's yeah.
So.
And I've gotten such great feedback, and that's what keeps me creating them now. But yeah, it's as much as Mike said, like I don't zone it all out, but I try to just keep the negative away, so I keep doing this. But of course, there's stuff I'm thinking about, being comfortable putting this content out there.
His only haters were me and you.
Maybe that helped me because I remember Ed and G, like, I made some videos and they're like, you can't post this, the lighting sucks. And I was like, I put in way too much effort. I'm going to post this one and I'll make a new one. But this one's going out.
I already apologize. I'm not going to apologize to you again about that. So you got that one out of me already.
I think that one was one of my better, like, top 3 views. Out of
Ours was not hate, it was criticism to
There
build
you go.
you
No,
up.
I asked
There we
for it.
go.
I asked
Yeah.
for it. I said, look at
I
this. What do you
disagree
think?
with this lighting situation, so let's have a discussion.
I reached out to you guys and said, give me feedback.
All right, we're going to go switch card. Ed,
What?
So he's basically calling you out.
social media.
What's the question?
How do you what's your experience has been with, like, social media for your your clients or your social medias, but how do you deal with the negativity that has come your way?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm not as big, so I don't get to experience the same amount of...
I'm tiny. You
Bad stuff.
have way more
That's
followers.
like-
Yeah, what do you mean you're not big?
Well, maybe in my community, I have just too many... I have a soft community, so we're all really nice.
The
to each other.
doodles.
But if I was to imagine...
Doodle gang.
If I was to imagine the perspective of, like, getting hate to, like, your extent, I guess, when people are just, like, talking shit, I would be like... In my head, I would just think, hey, the bigger you get, the more hate you're going to get. And the more hate you get, you're doing something right? Because there's no way in hell that everyone's going to agree with you. And as long as your end goal is to, like, grow that business, then who gives a shit what people are saying? It's just, if my numbers are going up, talk all the shit you want. If I got 1,000 comments and 100 of them are hate, keep going.
Ed, I have a question for you. You comment on, like, all of my posts, which I definitely appreciate. But is there a strategy that you comment on everybody's posts, or is it just something you like to do?
No, I mean, I just support my friends. I
Yeah.
want to
Appreciate
get
it.
their numbers up. I even click the save, and then if it's their reels too, I'll usually, if I'm like doing some type of chore, like washing the dishes or something, I'll just put my phone down, let that reel continue playing while I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's
That's a real one right there.
That is a real one. And
Gang,
I've learned
gang,
a lot of those
bitch.
habits from Ed.
Ed,
Run
Did I
up that
say
watch
that's a real
time.
one?
That's a real
Oh my
one.
God. They're just coming out today, aren't they? They're bad dad jokes or just bad jokes?
Hey,
I don't know.
that's what I said. Gang, gang. That's how we stick. We stick together, and all that other
So
stuff.
for everybody that has friends that make reels, let that shit play.
Yeah.
Save
Also, we're utilizing Uno cards
them.
now.
Disney.
Shout out to Ivy.
Yeah, shout out to my baby. Uno cards now. We're doing Switch.
I still got 2.
We're using these in the podcast, so
So basically, what Mike did right now, before we started, Mike put on his Instagram. I don't know, is it Mike Jones page or the Primal?
it's the Mike Jones page.
Why would you put it on Primal? That was a dumb question.
Not doing that on Primal.
Not thinking right now. But Mike put out a question like, "Hey, we're recording this podcast," and the question was like, "Do you guys out there have any questions?" And you want to read the question, Mike?
Yeah. So one of them was, if you can change one physical attribute about yourself, what would it be? G.
This is easy.
Actually,
This is an easy
easy
one.
one, right? Like for you.
For me, it's I would change my stomach. It'd be a lot skinnier, and I would like to shout out to Ed for helping me.
Yeah, it's
You're
killing it.
changing
Losing
it,
weight.
So you're
We're doing it now.
We're
You're in the
doing it.
process of
We're
it.
doing it, and I like it. And
What are your
I got-
macro numbers?
My macro numbers are 150 grams carbs, and then 150 to 200 based on my digestion of protein. So
What about fat?
fat is I don't know what my fats are actually.
You got some low numbers. You're gonna lose quick.
Yeah,
About to be skinny G in a second.
skinny G. I like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a physical. I guess it's a physical attribute of like right, like be skinnier. I mean, shoot,
Lose weight.
Yeah, lose weight. I mean, I think that's pretty relatable to a lot of America. Shots fired. No, if I can do it, anybody else can do it.
We are the most overweight country in the world.
So
Ed.
Man, I wish I was taller.
I wish I was a
I wish I was
baller.
like
I wish
6
I
feet,
was taller.
like these guys here.
No, oh, we ain't doing that, Sean.
Oh, you want to do the what? Oh, God. You're like, now you're going to make me stuck on the name of the guy. All right, Robin.
Jeez, that was. I mean, and I think it's a fitness one too, just because I've always gone to the gym and then like seeing Ed and like changing the diet and getting into like a crazy good shape. I've always gone to the gym, but I've never been like fit. And I've had like runs of it like for 8 months where I've consistently gone, worked out hours, been on macros.
Hey, 8 months is good, man.
But like as I was getting to my goal, it just fell off. And now it's like I still go to the gym, but it's just middle line, right? I'm just always sitting there. It's like I work out, I eat okay. But it'd be awesome to actually see where I could push myself and how fit physically, looks wise, but also strength wise.
I think it's funny how we both mentioned Ed on the physical.
Because Ed's
Well, because
Like,
he's
you
the
don't
one
even wanna
doing
be
it right
taller.
now, man.
Yeah,
He's the one
like-
doing the meal plan, like
you ever see his
1,900
pictures he
calories
posts?
in like one day.
You
Like,
ever
what
see
the
his
hell?
shirtless pictures?
Right. Buff. Other dolphin noise. God damn it!
It's
I
only
gotta
been
go.
a 6-week cut. All right, guys.
That's hard,
Six
man.
I
man.
feel
I
like
look
I
a
did
lot
6
better.
months. and
This
I
guy
had-
says only 6 weeks. Like, you know how people fall off like in 2 days? Like,
Hey, well, that's
give
not
yourself
you.
some credit, man.
You're in there already.
Yeah, I'm on day 2. So, like, only day 2.
As someone who used to cut roughly 40 pounds to fight somebody physically,
Jesus.
that is tough. It is tough because I normally walk around 209, 210, 200, and I had to cut down to 170.
In what time frame?
8 weeks.
Oh, damn.
I would like to
Yeah.
say, I knew Mike in those days. That was what we call the penny dropper Mike days.
I mean, I'm still.
I never met that.
I'm
Mike.
still.
I met Mike. Mike was a lot bigger.
Yep.
I never saw skin.
That's why I started getting big. I was like, dude, screw this. I'd rather be fat and happy than freaking skinny and mad all the time. I'm mad all the time, but more mad.
I've seen old videos of Big Mike. He was huge.
Oh, dude, 310 pounds.
Dang.
300 pounds.
Well, I mean, so like on you, Mike. There's the one blah blah blah. What is the one feature that you would change, about physical feature you would change about yourself?
Nothing. I don't give up. Like, it's literally, I care about my physical capabilities more than what I look aesthetically.
It's because he's already tall. It's because everyone here is already tall. That's why
he's
they don't
already
feel
done
that.
Dude, like,
Mike
I
used
mean,
to fight. He's already done it, so he's like, I've
well, I
done
mean,
this already.
like to me, like in general, it's like, you know, you know, and so in fighting, like when you fought, like this is some of the most insecure people in the world. Fighters are some of the most insecure people in the world, right? Because you're looking at, like, you're constantly thinking, like, can this guy beat me up? Can this guy beat me up? How do I look? How, like, you know, all these things, because you literally walk out shirtless and like in like certain things, and then you got to go fight somebody. Like, you know, no, you know, it's not even anything that's like it's not like anything else. Like you like fighter. I mean, like, and I don't want to say this in the bad way. Like, you know, fighters aren't like insecure in the sense of they're insecure because they have, like, you know, issues in their own self, but it's insecurity because you're basically fighting someone naked in front of
Hundreds of people.
hundreds of, or not thousands of people.
Yeah.
And then you gotta, not only that, you deplete yourself. You know, you deplete yourself to be able to, like, to get to that level, right? So, you know, that insecurity, once you do that for a long period of time, like when you're like, dude, it's like, fuck, like, you know, then you got your coach on your dolphin noise. Then you got your coach on you, like, consistently being like, you know, like my coaches, I'm lucky, I'm grateful to have the coaches I've had, because they were on me pretty heavily. Like I showed my daughter Rocky,
The movie.
we watched
Yep.
Rocky the other day, and she's like, oh, that's why you are the way you are. I was like, I'm like yes.
I get it.
But
Dad.
like, you know, like, is you have to cut weight. Like we just joked about it earlier. Is like, you know, I walk around typically. What right now I'm a little bit bigger, so I can't freaking like do the work I do. But like, you know, you'd walk around at 210, I'd cut to 170.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Well,
like,
can I ask you a
8
question?
weeks. Yeah.
You were fighting, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is like some. I don't even know if I should ask this, but what's your record?
16-0. I'm 0-1 on the pain creation though.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
So 16-0 in
Something with your pancreas?
no. I'm 0-1 on that.
How's that?
I'm definitely 0-0 on that one. No, so in boxing, I was 16-0. I fought at Icon in Hawaii. I did a heavyweight tournament, and this is where I first met like my ex-wife. So I remember I was a heavyweight. This is when I was big Mike, and I remember like going. It was one of the conversations like ever. I remember going into the sauna because I had to make 265.
How long do you stay there?
Oh no! So this is the funny part about it. I went in there with a Jack and Coke because I was so like exhausted from like the fights that I went in there and actually like was like drinking and cutting at the same time
I was like,
to dehydrate. Like
that is the most Mike Jones thing I've ever heard.
So then I come out of the sauna. I go and, like, you know, do my way and do other things. I'm like going because I was like stressing out like mentally, and then I go out and like I ended up I won my 3-fight tournament as a heavyweight, so it was 3-0 in there, and then I end up being like I didn't even get my check. Like I didn't even like I was like I just need to go home. Like I was just like I didn't even like cash
You're
my
just
check.
that burnt out and done.
I was just like done with it, just from like the stress of fighting and like doing all those other things. Because before I was like I said before, I was much smaller, so fighting at that heavy weight is like difficult, especially if your frame is like a little bit like smaller. That so and then you're getting the shit kicked out of you by a bunch of different people. So I came back out, and then I went to I lived in this like tattoo house with a bunch of like my friends. Shout out to Players Inc. Like with a bunch of my friends, and I started like, okay, I'm gonna get back into fighting. And this one of my friends, Namako Endo, he was a wrestling coach. He basically like took me in. We started training. We formatted this whole entire like garage into a training environment, and I cut down to like 100 pounds. I cut down to like 200 pounds, and then this is the one that'll always, I'll be petty about, and I'm always gonna be like kind of like always stuck in the back of my head, is I fought for Fairtex. I was like fighting for Fairtex under Leopoldo Serrao and on Fairtex, and I went to do a pancreation fight, and I had been training jiu-jitsu. Pancreation is basically you can't hit him in the face. So for me,
you can't knock him out.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
Like like me, it's I hit you in the face, or like, and I didn't have jujitsu at the time because this is 18 years ago, and we go in and we go and do that fight, and then I lost a unanimous decision, first fight I've ever lost in my life, and it wrecked me for like days.
I mean, it's like as far as fighters go, you're the only one I like really know, and it's crazy like how many people you've kept around yourself that are also like trainers and fighters. And I think even today, like you do the Drinks and Dogs with KD, who also has that similar line of thought where dog training is also along the lines of fighting, and going back to like who you surround yourself with. I think you just attract like those type of people around you as well. But which actually kind of is a good segue to like how people how you like who you surround yourself with is like kind of says something about you. Like you want to have like inspiration, you want to have positivity, but you can only do that if you have certain people around you.
So there's the saying, actually it's funny, it's like it said like eagles fly at a certain level, right? Mm-hmm. And then when like they see another bird come in that's flying with that eagle, or flying with the eagle, like it has to be an eagle, because if it's a pigeon, they have to fly higher. They have to push higher than that. So eagles will always push that way. So that way, if it's like, the eagles don't fly with pigeons.
That makes sense.
It's like that's like the quote. I was listening to it this morning. I took that in a note. I should have actually had the whole quote down, but.
So I guess the question is like, how important is surrounding yourself with the right people to be successful, which you guys do today?
I think I fully believe in that.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it almost like separates your habits and mindset depending on who you hang out with. Because almost like, well, for me, I think at a certain point after college, all my college friends, they would still all hang out and party all the time. And I think the people that kind of venture off to do other things besides party every weekend are the ones that built other things outside of just like, a normal job and like that same habit of partying, basically. Where I feel like a lot of my friends, the ones that did venture off, they started businesses. And then I feel like the people that continue to do that, it's like a new circle there where they kind of almost like feed off that same energy from each other.
I mean, I'll always reference this guy, David Goggins. He's like, you have to be uncommon amongst uncommon people. But the way you become uncommon is put yourself amongst uncommon people, and you continuously push. We talked about it before, like not competitiveness, but like the way of wanting to push, like, people around, right? Like it's not like oh, I hate you, like the type of a thing, but it's like, all right, we're doing this, or like basically like how, everyone will see this online, how sometimes I get on like your guys' ass, like sometimes like with that stuff. Yeah, like but like
Last night.
But but like it's for me, it's out of love.
Yeah.
Like it's out of love because like I love you guys.
But as you do it because it's just caring for
It's
what
just,
we're doing.
that's what I said. Is because I love you guys. Like I want to make sure that like, hey, like this is our group, and I do this to my guys at Primal Canine because I love them as well. I love my staff as well. Anyone I love, I'm gonna push. Like no matter what, because that's what's needed right now. We have to push, no matter what you got to do. No matter, dude, I'm sitting here. I am probably. I'm sitting here with a freaking torn freaking rotator cuff, blown out knees, and in the most probably, and obviously you were like the last Drinks and Dogs with like when I basically
pancreas.
Yeah, just bounced out like in pain, like dealing like that, like it was like I got all this other stuff going on, like but like at the end of the day, it's like it was like doesn't matter because we got. We can say shit. We got shit to do.
Yeah, poop.
We do have, shitting yourself, shit to do. I got you.
Yeah, no, but I think it makes a huge difference. And, it's not about having a ton of people, but you meet like just one person sometimes and they could change, your whole perspective on business, on life, on your mentality. And then you see what somebody else is doing and you're like, man, they make it look so easy. I can do this. So
Yep.
it's really just finding those couple people and not search for a lot.
I mean, like one of the biggest I think things you can do for your business is find a mentor.
Oh yeah. I was just telling
Dang, he just
Ed,
told me a long ass
'cause I
story
just
on
had
the car ride here.
I just had
Did
a
you
meeting,
really?
Yeah, over the weekend. My wife and I have been trying to get in some real estate stuff. I told myself I'm not gonna put out there too much till I actually start it. But I went to an event which I decided I wasn't gonna go to. I didn't want to go. It was raining that day. It was on Wednesday, and then I was like, last time I went to this event, I met a person or two that I still stay in touch with. I should just go for an hour. Went there, talked to a few people, met one person, and she literally changed the perspective of everything I want to do. And she, from the get-go, was like, hey, I'll mentor you through it. I'll coach you through it. Because when I was trying to do this, nobody wanted to coach me. And even when I met with her over the weekend with my wife, I said, why do you want to do this? Like, why do you want to mentor me? Like, it's a golden ticket for me. Yeah. It's a lot of time for you. Like, what's your intent?
Like, why?
Yeah, why? And she's just like, I went through this and I had such a hard time getting mentored. I just want to kind of pass it forward. And even when I got home, she texted me, thanking me for coming out. But she also said, I hope that, from that, you'll want to mentor somebody in the future too. And it was just like, just changes, just taking one action. You meet somebody and it could really change your perspective.
I think that's actually really awesome. Like, that's amazing. But like why I was listening to this thing before, because I have to get pumped up before I get in, like, on the podcast mode. But like, there's like a guy who, if you guys ever listen to like the Goggins book, the guy who like narrates with him, he was like, he basically had the dude like with him he lived with him for 30 days, and Goggins didn't like charge him any money. And the reason when Joe Rogan asked him, he was like, well, why didn't he do that? He's like, well, Goggins said to the guy, like, when he asked him to do it, he's like, if you're crazy enough to ask me, I'm crazy enough to do it. Yeah. And I was like, that's what's up with that.
Go ahead.
I just feel like for the purpose of the podcast and helping other people, I always feel like, it took me a long time, like, to find mentors and stuff like that. And, slowly I was able to find strategies to get them. But maybe we can all share ways, or even if some of us are still looking. But I feel like a lot of people here get a mentor, right? Have a mentor, but where the heck do you find this person?
Go ahead, G. I keep talking too much.
No, I when I think mentor, like a person comes to mind for me, and I call her Mike. You know her. Her name is Jenny, and like she's like my kind of like a street sister in a sense. And
she's a beast.
She is one of the best financial advisors in the world. Literally, she's top 2%.
And a nice ass lady.
And she's Asian, and in a man-run world, in a white man-run world, like industry, like she was like, hey, I just want to be, this is what I want to do because it helps people. Going back to our last, podcast. But I, to answer your question, where do you find it? I think sometimes you just gotta, be open to knowing who's on your side, right? And kind of just put yourself out there. And that could be in many forms. And for you, it was, hey, let me just go to this convention, right? In the first place. And, not to get all philosophical, but, I truly believe, like, you attract what you put out there type of thing, So if at the time I met Jenny, for me, it was like 2016. I had no idea what trajectory, like, her and my relationship would be. But at the time, it was just like, let's just do normal things. Like, let's meet for coffee. Let's, how's your business going? Then I asked her the same thing, and then she would give me suggestions. And over time, it just became like, wow, like, you have so many accolades and you have so many things. Why would you even choose me? She's like, I just want to help people and pay it forward. And that's like I think that's the really people out there. Basically. There's good people out there, man. Like, people do want to pay it forward, and in that same way, it's like, it can be, I don't know, Mike, if you want to talk about this, but it's kind of in the same vein of like, getting the next generation up and ready to go for, continue the business world or whatever you built and already up, and I know you have Ivy, and thinking about like a parent, like, hey, like, everything is all for Ivy, right?
Yeah.
So in the same way, like parents are mentors in a sense too, but on the business perspective, like sometimes you just gotta have your eyes open, you know, to find and look for that opportunity to have, you know, a mentor in the first place. So that's how I kind of landed, you know, a mentor with Jenny. I mean, Mike,
You better look
Ed.
at your camera and shout out Jenny right now.
Yeah, Jenny, shout out to you.
Yeah. You're a beast. I gotta do one shout out though.
Yes, you do.
All right. Hopefully I can keep my shit together. So, we lost my. Oh man, I'm not good.
You're good, Mike. Let it out, dude. Just say it. You got it. The All-Star.
So, we lost Bear last weekend. Bear's the dog I started my company with. And like I said before, you all know I come from poverty. He's a dog that saved my life. Gave me a purpose. And brought Primal Canine to where it is. As I always say, this is the house the Bear built. So, just want to say, love you, Bear. Love you, Mo and Tim, for taking care of him. Yeah. Love you, Bear.
And that is it for episode 3 for the Table Podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We look forward to having you on the next one. For more information, to keep up to date when things are coming out, visit us on Instagram at network.ptv, or you can watch and listen on youtube.com/Primal Canine, or listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere where you get your podcasts. And we'll see you on the next one, guys.